In the 41st millennium, there is only war. The Imperium of Man is beset from all sides and even from within. Heroic Space Marines of the Ultramarines chapter defend themselves against the foul forces of the Tyranid hive mind, as well as the traitors of the 15th Legion, the Thousand Sons. One shall stand and two shall fall. This is 40K in 40 minutes. Greetings 40K and Space Marine 2 fans. Your host JT the Voice here with what promises to be not only a feast for the eyes, but also a veritable banquet for the soul as we play a 3-player game, 3,000 total point battle. That's right, 1,000 points each.
Hey everybody, this is Space Marine Steve in the Play On Tabletop studio today, and I'm so excited playing the Ultramarines, and we are doing what I would say like a nod to the new Space Marine game that's going to be coming out so soon, which I'm wildly excited about. Welcome to the return of TyraNick.
Hey everyone, it's Mubin. I'm bringing the Thousand Sons. We were brought in as a little teaser at the end of the Space Marine trailers. No one really knows what the actual role is here other than us. Obviously we know, because it's all according to plan.
3 players going head-to-head in a free-for-all game. We have yet to do one of those on our channel yet, and this is gonna be a ton of fun. We've made a beautiful city board here, evocative of all the stuff we've seen from the Space Marine trailer.
So I have brought a really heavy-hitting Ultramarine list. I want to do as much damage as possible, as fast as possible.
Steve's Ultramarines consists of Chief Librarian Tigurius, an Intercessor Squad, 3 Aggressors, a Redemptor Dread, a Repulsor, and 10 Sternguard Vets. He's also got a Storm Speeder Hammerstrike. I gotta tell you, Sternguard Vets with Tigurius at 1,000 points might be one of the most fantastically solid units I can think of.
In my force today, I'm taking a little bit of inspiration out of that little teaser that we got, and I'm bringing a well-rounded list of Thousand Sons.
He's got an Exalted Sorcerer, an Infernal Master of the Arcade Vortex, a Zangor Shaman. He's got a 10-man squad of Rubrici with all of the Flamer goodness, 5 Rubric Marines, some Zangors, and some more Zangors. He's got a squad of Scarab Occult Terminators and 6 Zangor Enlightened. Overwatch from an Infernal Master and a bunch of Flamer Rubric Marines plus Arcade Vortex. Oof, that's rough.
The detachment I chose today is Invasion Fleet, and I think for this game, I'm gonna choose sustained hits against infantry. So I'm taking lots of close combat Gribblies.
Nick's forces consist of a Broodlord leading some Gene Stealers, a Turvagon with adaptive biology, and old Swarmlord himself. He's got 2 squads of 10 Hormigons, 2 squads of 10 Termagants, definitely a bit of a chittering swarm, and a Screamer Killer. I actually expect the Screamer Killer to be able to do some work, but don't sleep on the Swarmlord's ability to make stratagems cost more. And the Swarmlord is a fantastic force multiplier. Oi howdy, this is gonna be, say it with me folks, a real slobber knocker. Today's 3-way Titanic Battle of Terror is going to have some special rules, as the order of operations is going to be based on who went last, and simultaneous actions will leave active players priority, meaning whoever's turn it is gets to choose if both players want to overwatch, for example. Also, if 2 players are engaged in combat, the third will be able to shoot into it because, let's face it, they're both enemies. So much for hiding in melee. Linchpin is our mission, so holding your home objective will turn the other objectives into being worth 5 victory points instead of 3, and we're playing Fog of War. So everyone has cover on turn 1, and nobody can use any core stratagems. This episode is sponsored by Baron of Dice. In a world where the dice tell the stories, there is the Baron, where the brave stand against the many, where battlefields are littered with fire, when the last shot has to hit, even when you charge headlong into the enemy. Or not. And of course, explosions. Tell your stories with Baron of Dice, hand-swirled resin dice that are precision machined and laser engraved. We love them so much we use the Baron for our own dice, and you can even get your own custom engraved and logoed. They carry standard 6-sided dice with either square or rounded corners, matte or gloss finish, or even polyhedral sets for you dice goblins like me. The Baron will also give you a nice discount by using the link below so you can have your dice tell your stories in your particular style. That's right, tell your story with your dice with the Baron of Dice. Now, back to the action.
Welcome to a Play On free-for-all. All 3 of us are playing against each other in a Space Marine 2 inspired game on this ruined city. I am playing Tyranids! Wow.
Do we all have to match that energy?
No, but I'm going to. It's going to be fun.
Okay, well,
This is going to be a blast.
Alliance? We'll work together for the first couple turns?
sure. We'll work together.
Yeah, that'd be great. It's a bond that can never be broken. Want to do an alliance?
No.
Kill the bugs?
Yeah, all right, sure. Yeah.
We each have our deployment zones. These 3 triangles here. We're 20 inches away from each other. There's 3 objectives in no man's land. We each have a home objective, and this is our dice box, so it's going to be impassable.
The Emperor's swimming pool.
We're all getting to use faction-inspired dice. They've got a very cool alien on them that's going to be a lot of fun.
Baron of Dice, the sponsor of this episode, and they roll, hopefully, way better than the dice that I've been using before.
Well, are you guys ready to see who is going to deploy first?
It kind of bounces.
It does kind of balance. That is the unfortunate part. All right, so tie between me and Steve.
Oh.
I'm gonna let you 2 deploy first, and then I'll go last.
Pre-game, Mubin is putting his Shaman with the Enlightened Zangors. He's got his Exalted Sorcerer with the 10-man rubrics, the Infernal Master with the 5-man, and his 5 Scarab Occult Terminators are going in Deep Strike. Nick's got his Broodlord with the Gene Stealers in Strategic Reserve. Steve has got Tigerius with 10 Stern Guard in a Repulsor, and his Aggressors are in Strategic Reserve.
I am gonna hide some Intercessors, and they're just gonna hold my home objective.
Group of Zangors on my home objective.
I'm gonna start with Mama, the Tervagon. Hide him here. Gonna hide in this building here. There's so many more things you need to think about deployment of this.
I'm gonna put my Redemptor Dreadnought right back here.
Zangors over on that side.
Screamer Killer. This one's Huggles.
Repulsor. Inside this is Tigerius and all the Stern Guard veterans.
I'm gonna stick a unit of Zangor Enlightened back here.
I'm gonna go with a unit of 10 Termagants, and then we're gonna go beside Mama.
A Storm Speeder Thunderstrike.
Get some rubrics in the party.
1 more unit of Termagants, and they're gonna go beside Mama again. Love this respectful no man's land we've developed right here between the 2 of us.
Oh yeah, this is all you, by the way. I'm done as well.
You can just go for it now.
Another unit of Hormagaunts. And then lastly, I have Swarmlord. Well, gentlemen, we are deployed.
This is truly a unique deployment here. Steve definitely feels like he's surrounded, very much like the upcoming Space Marine 2 game, and it's entirely possible that if Mubin and Nick gang up on him, they could wipe Steve off the board quickly. That said, if Steve stays back and lets the Thousand Sons and Tyranids fight each other, he could sweep in and clean them up. He's definitely deployed deep enough that he could wait them out. Who goes first here could be really interesting.
Who's gonna go first?
We're about to find out.
Well, I guess I'm going first.
Go first.
I don't want to go first.
Oh, you have to.
It's kind of free-for-all game like this. Whoever kind of sticks their nose out first is gonna get it smoked.
I get to go last. I'm also gonna be stockpiling a bunch of command points because I get one on Nick's turn, I get one on my turn, I got one on Steve's turn. This is gonna be great.
Good luck, gents. Good luck. Yeah.
Looks like Nick's gonna go first, and he's pulled behind enemy lines and marked for death. As marked for death requires your opponent to choose 3, Steve and Mubin will roll off to see who chooses the 3rd one. It looks like it's gonna be the Zangors and the Rubrics, as well as the Repulsor.
Well, mark for death sucks. Behind enemy line sucks.
Swarmlord gives Nick the extra command points. He goes up to 2, Steve gets 1, Mubin gets 1. This is gonna be fun.
I'm very contemplating doing pretty much nothing because there's very little to do that won't just get me killed. I might be dumb, but I'm gonna attempt to bait out Steve's units.
Nick moves his Termagants to take away his home objective. All the Gaunts, all the time. Termagants and Hormagaunts are hiding in that ruin. His Hormagaunts shuffle around a bit, and it looks like he's done.
I'm not invading, I'm not attacking.
Nick's gonna keep behind enemy lines. He does have 2 deployment zones to get that in, both Mubin's and Steve's, but he's discarded marked for death. Steve's turn 1 now, and Steve is considering his options on who to Oath of the Moment. For secondaries, he pulls behind enemy lines as well, and he's drawn Assassination.
It's gonna be a big old no-go on secondaries, probably.
Choosing to put Oath of the Moment on the Turvagon, he spends a command point to put the Hammer Strike into Devastator Doctrine. It's going to be able to advance and shoot. His intercessors have also stickied his home objective, which means he's going to hold that until someone comes and takes it away. 3 command points for Nick, 1 for Steve, and 2 for Mubin.
And then we're gonna start moving around. Time to castle up, figure out some good firing lanes, and shoot away until one of them feels they can come try and dig me out, and that will be when I pounce.
Rolling up behind his Hammer Strike is his Redemptor Dreadnought. That Turvagon could be in trouble, but remember, round 1, everyone's got cover and no core stratagems, so Steve's really gonna have to bring the rain.
Oh, it's not just against me. I really thought he was just gonna go all in against me.
Shooting.
Stevie's using Storm of Fire for his last command point, and the Hammer Strike is in Devastator, just stacking all the buffs he can.
It's gonna give me Ignores cover.
Shoot! Opening up into the Turvagon. Oh no! Only 1 Melta gets through, and Nick makes 3 of 4 Feel No Pains. That is no bueno.
And then for the remainder of the round, you cannot benefit from cover with that model. I'm gonna shoot you with the Redemptor Dreadnought.
Macroplasma gets 4 through, 8 damage, and the Turvagon has taken 9 wounds so far. 7 left.
The Repulsor is going to fire all of its weapons into these Zangors, except for the Hunter Slayer missile, which it will fire indirectly into the Turvagon.
Oh no, the Hunter Slayer misses completely.
Double ones, feels good. Into the Zangors.
You got this, buddy. You got this. Because remember, we've got a solid alliance.
Yes.
I believe in you.
So the defensive array. So 5 AP nothings.
Which means I get 5 up saves. Yay! Fog of War. They're just the sacrificial goats.
Again, not a lot of action, but a couple of hurt units. Steve discards behind enemy lines, and he discards Assassination to go back up to a command point, and we head to Mubin's turn 1. Mubin choosing Wrath of the Immaterium, which he's probably going to stay in for the whole game, giving Psychic Wounds devastating. He gets 7 Cabal points, Zangor's game an extra, so he's up to 8. He's pulled Cleanse and Established Locus. Not bad, but not great. Moving into the objectives in No Man's Land feels like a bit of a trap right now.
Yeah, we've all had really poor secondary draws, haven't we?
The Wounded Zangors have failed their Battle Shock, and they were a great action monkey unit. Oh boy, that's gonna make it tough to score.
Going into the movement phase.
Mubin moves his Battle Shock Zangors into better cover. The Rubrics are advancing across the board.
That way. That way.
Infernal Master and Rubrics move towards the Tyranids as well. Interesting. Mubin choosing to spend 5 Cabal points for the Exalted Sorcerer and 10 Rubrics to move again into the middle, but off of the objective. Not wanting to give away a Storm Hostile or an Overwhelming Force.
Start of the shooting phase, which there isn't much that I can do, but they're going to shoot bows into a giant tank.
The Zangor and Lightning target the Repulsor and manage to slip 2 wounds through. Mubin 2 discards for a command point Cleanse. He keeps Established Locus.
Established Locus, we have Terminators for a reason. Let's see what I can do with them in turn 2.
We've got 0 score at the end of turn 1, 4 command points for Nick, 2 for Steve, and 4 for Mubin.
The swarm skitters and skulks just out of reach. The braying of Tzeentch worshippers resonates off the decrepit buildings. The Marines ready their bolters for the incoming onslaught.
Welcome to turn 2, where terrible things are going to happen to Marines.
Secure No Man's Land is added to behind enemy lines for Nick. He spends one of his 2 gained command points on Predatory Imperative. He's got lethal hits for his Hormigons and the Swarm Lord versus vehicles and monsters. Only 3 primary for Nick, but that puts him in the lead.
Then we're going to start the movement phase.
The Infernal Master really has the Hormigons on lockdown in the back corner. They twitch, and he's going to Overwatch. Oh, big 6-inch advance, 16-inch move from the Hormigons. They can advance charge. Steve overwatches to the Redemptor and kills 6.
Well, that was fun. My Termagants are going to move up as well. They're going to be on the objective there.
That Screamer Killer may need a 12-inch charge, but he's definitely in Screamer range. Termagant's doing a bit of a shuffle. The other Hormigons have also advanced 6. That keeps them away from the Infernal Master.
Here come the Tyranid!
Move phase is over. So now we're gonna have some reinforcements. I'm gonna go 9 inches away right here.
G-Sealers come in near to his Enlightened. Mubin overwatches. Lethal hits and precision. The Broodlord could be in trouble. He takes 2 wounds, 4 left. And a G-Sealer takes a wound.
Rapid ingress, baby.
Sorry, Nick.
Mubin chooses to rapid ingress his Terminators deep in Nick's line. I mean, after all, he's got the command points to spend.
All right, let's go into the shooting phase.
Swarmlord opens up into the Hammer Strike and does 8 wounds.
Ouch. The speeder's at 3 wounds left.
Turbogon and Termagants failed damaging it all.
All these Turbogons are gonna shoot at your...
Scarab Cult Terminators now manage a wound here. Screamer Killer battle shocks the Dreadnought, but no damage.
That's a big battle shock.
Big battle shock.
And then we're gonna do the charging game. The Screamer Killer is going to attempt its 12-inch charge into your speeder. Nope, not even close.
Stormlord fails the 9-inch charge. Nick rerolls. It's in. Termagant's in as well, trying to stretch for the behind enemy lines.
Gene Stealers into your Manberg goats. This gets me behind enemy lines, but get them in too. Hurrah! I need a 6. Oh no! Ah!
Oh no! The Gene Stealers have failed their charge.
I thought you weren't coming after me, Nick.
You shot me first. You broke the alliance first. Anyways, Swarmlord into your speeder.
Swarmlord now, and he ends the Hammer Strike. Nick spends a command point on Overrun, moves 6 inches farther into Steve's deployment zone.
I have now finally scored some points.
Solid turn for Nick. 3 on primary, 5 on secondary points for scoring behind enemy lines to secure no man's land. That puts him up to 8 points, 3 command points, and he's got the lead.
All right, Steve, what secondaries are you going to start the party with?
Ooh, no prisoners and bring it down. Those are great. It just says kill Nick.
Some solid kill secondaries, that's for sure.
All 3 no prisoners is right here.
Swarmlord gets oathed. He may be in trouble.
Swarmlord's aura is really messing with me. I need more command points.
Steve's not choosing any doctrines this turn and scores 3 for primary.
Yeah, and then we're just gonna do a bunch of damage. I'm pumped about this. This is gonna be good.
The Stern Guard have disembarked.
Realize this is a 3-player game. There's a whole other person you could attack. Termagants get to
Skitter away.
stalking horrors, and they'll move in 1 inch.
Swarmlord opens up an Overwatch. 4 wounds. Tigerius Hood of Hellfire with a Field of Pain for Psychic, and Steve only loses 1 model.
That was brutal. You're a terrible ally.
Let's start shooting stuff.
Intercessors open up into the Termagants.
Freeze. On freeze. So 3 AP1s.
On 6s. Hey, I got 1. 2 more die.
Dreadnought splits fire into all of the targets.
Shoot its flamer and the rocket pod into the Termagants, and its Icarus pod and the Macroplasma, which will be overcharging into the Swarmlord.
Swarmlord getting rapid regeneration for command point here. That's going to let him shrug some damage, but he's down to 7 wounds left.
+1 with blast into the Termagants. On 3s. 3s rerolling because it's twin linked. 3 AP nothings.
Hurrah! I saved 1. You killed 2.
D6 auto hits from the heavy flamer. 1 whole hit on 3s.
On a 6. It goes right through, you kill another.
Repulsor now, and that is 2 dead Gaunt units. That is 4 points on no prisoners.
Oh no, what a surprise. Ah, it sucks.
I have to ensure the Swarmlord's death.
Stern Guard, Grenade Swarmlord, cost Steve 2 command points. Nick saves them all with Field of Pain.
Oh, yeah! Swarmlord!
All of the Stern Guard veterans with the combi weapons and the heavy bolters are going to shoot into the Swarmlord. And then Tigerius is going to overcharge his Emperor's Wrath and send it into the Hormigons that are inside the building there.
Steve! Stop!
Hitting on 2s.
6 Hormigons survive Tigerius' Wrath, and Swarmy takes another wound.
After that, the Dreadnought is going to charge the Swarmlord. I make it.
Nick again with rapid regeneration for Swarmlord, and it again keeps him alive.
Oh, I passed 1.
He lives with 1.
And Nick is still on lethal hits.
6, but because of Duty Eternal, I only take 4 damage.
Takes the Dreadnought down to 8 wounds.
Swarmlord lives with 1 wound! Unfortunately, because of the 3-player game we're playing, that does mean in Mubin's Coming up, fight phase, Steve will get to go first.
Solid turn for Steve. 4 secondary points on no prisoners. That's going to put him up to 7, and that Swarm Lord is right near death. So Bring It Down is also potentially scoreable before his turn starts. Mubin's trying to gauge at all fronts to add to establish Locust. He's got 5 Cabal points here, so he does have a double move available. I think he needs to get to doing some killing here and clear himself some space.
I think it's time for Shadow in the Warp. Everyone take Battle Shock test.
And Nick calls Shadows in the Warp. Mubin's rubrics and his home Zangors both fail. That means no primary for Mubin.
Actually reduce the number of Cabal points I get down to only 5.
Oh no, Steve Sternguard and the Repulsor have also failed Battle Shock.
So how do you like that, ally?
Well, now it's definitely on.
Nick, now is like not the time to be making enemies.
What do you mean? I've already got 2 enemies. You guys are ganging up on me.
Cool, let's start moving things.
Terminator's closing on those Termagants, and they scuttle off a whole inch. Not far enough, methinks.
I'm actually in his deployment zone now. That's all I wanted.
Not going on the objective. Fascinating.
The Zangors shuffle and the Enlightened move back from the Gene Stealers. That is going to score Mubin his engage at all fronts.
You realize Mubin's just gonna win. We're just gonna pummel each other and Mubin's gonna win.
Pummel each other? I lost 1 Sternguard vet last round.
You lost the entire speeder and your Dreadnought's half dead. Which is why I'm thinking we should form a united front against the evils of sorcery.
No.
Let's do some shooting.
He's choosing to establish Locust with the Terminators. Zangor Enlightened into the Broodlord now, and they kill him. They take out 3 of the 5 Gene Stealers with him. There's just 2 Gene Stealers left for the Sorcerer. Make that 1 Gene Stealer left on a single wound.
I am done for now.
So the fight phase happens. The most defending player, which is me, gets to select first. And so the Dreadnought will select to attack with all of its weapons into the Swarm Lord.
Here we go again. Rapid regeneration for Nick on the Swarm Lord. He needs to save and feel no pain these away, or he will lose the Swarm Lord. He's using Death Frenzy as well. In case he dies, he may get to fight back on a 4-up.
Rerolling because you're my oath target. So 5 AP 2s, all 3 damage apiece.
You got this. All 4s.
Okay, save
take
3 of them. And I've got 6 feel no pains to make. Yep. No. Another horrible death.
And he fights back. Steve's going to use Armor of Contempt for his last 2 command points. He saves enough of them, but he's down to 2 wounds on the Dreadnought, and Swarmy dies and explodes. And that explodes the Dread.
Oh, it explodes as well! It's a double explosion! I killed Intercessors and Sternguard and did wounds to the Repulsor. It's great.
That extra 2, Bring It Down, gives Steve 2 more points to put him to 9. Mubin does score 6 on his secondaries.
The Swarm Lord has writhed his last. The Thousand Suns have been culled by the Hivebind's presence like a psychic soporific. It has dulled their senses to the reality of the battlefield. Driven by their foul masters, however, the Zangor Enlightened skewer the Broodlord and bray to the warp their exaltation. The Redemptor has fallen, but Brother Tigerius rallies the Sternguard to hold as long as necessary.
What a round. We've got a score of 8 to 9 to 6, but Mubin is definitely in the driver's seat with board control. Steve still has aggressors in reserve, and Nick's got some big beasties. Man, this is far from over.
You got 6 command points?
I just haven't been able to use them.
Nick draws Bring It Down and Area Denial for his secondaries. Not bad, but not great.
You know a fun fact about Bring It Down there, Nick? It's just when an enemy vehicle is destroyed. It doesn't say who has to kill it.
Oh, so mean if you kill it?
Spending a command point on Endless Swarm to regenerate his Hormigons, and they're back to full. Only 3 primary for Nick. These guys are really slugging it out.
We're going the Mubin phase.
Termagon turns to protect its Gribblies and heads back to his home objective. The Hormigons and Termagants close in on the Scarab Occult Terminators.
I'll overwatch you though. So you run that.
Hey!
Oh, you know what? No, I'm sorry, I can't do that because they're battle shocked.
Yeah, you can't do that. Can you just hide him around the corner so nobody can see him? And just sit there and maybe he'll score me points. Move forward! Let's kill some Sternguard. Shooting phase. The Screamer Killer is going to scream.
Screamer Killer has killed one Intercessor, and Steve passes the Battle Shock. Tervigon and Termagants, no joy shooting those Terminators. 2 up and cover is just so hard to shift.
That's all my shooting. Let's charge.
Ooh, the Hormagaunts are in. Sneaky, sneaky charge from behind the wall.
Tervigon's gonna try to charge in. Scream! My Screamer Killer is going to declare a charge against your Stern Guard vets.
The Repulsor is going to use emergency re-embarkation, and all of the Stern Guard vets are going to get back inside the Repulsor.
Hormagaunts into the Scarab called Terminators, and only 1 wound on a Terminator. Mubin interrupting here with counteroffensive for 2 command points. He's going to clean up the Hormagaunts now. That is an interesting choice, as he can potentially assure the death of the Hormagaunts here, and that is a success.
Mama Bug.
Mama Bug, Tervigon.
Down goes only a single Terminator, however.
Command point to fail save. No, it still fails.
That's my turn.
Nick keeps Bring It Down, discards Area Denial to gain a command point, as Swarmlord is already dead and he didn't gain one at the start of turn. It's 11-9-6 as we head to Steve's turn 3.
Beginning of my turn,
Steve's drawn Establish Locus and Extend Battle Lines and will score 3 points on primary to take him to 12.
this turn is going to be one of the definitive turns of Steve Rockin' Face.
Devastator Doctrine for Steve this turn. He's chosen Oath of Moment on the Rubric Marines. Does he have enough to tear them down this turn? Taking advantage of their battle shock and their inability to overwatch with all those flamers could be a real turning point here.
Thankful for the Shadows of the Warp?
I guess so.
The Intercessors advance. Devastator Doctrine means they're still going to be able to shoot. The Stern Guard vets advance out of the Repulsor. Repulsor has rolled up the midboard as well. Aggressors sneak into the back of the board. Steve still has not extended battle lines yet. Shooting phase now, and Mubin spends 2 Cabal points on a reroll of a save on the squad nearest him. Weaver of Fates for the win.
These Intercessors that are sitting on my home objective are going to shoot at your 2 Zangors. 1 AP -1.
6s. No, 1 dies.
Stern Guard firing into the rubrics. Down go 5 rubrics. The Repulsor splits fire. I think we may have a dead Zangor. We do.
Get off of that objective, Mubin.
And 2 more dead rubrics.
Well done.
Thank you.
The aggressors with Storm of Fire for a command point. The 5-man rubrics may be in trouble as well.
Storm grenade launchers. So 9 shots. Then on 4s. 2 AP -1s, ignoring cover.
4-ups. Make 1 fail 1.
On 4s, rerolling. 3 AP -1s, ignoring cover.
3 more 4-ups. I'm going to use the free reroll that he used with the Cabal Ritual, and they're okay.
I'm going to go to my charge phase, and the Repulsor is going to charge into the rubrics.
Oh boy, howdy. The Repulsor coming in hot with a tank shock. Only a single model in that unit mid-table left.
They're also going to charge into the Terminators. No.
No joy from the Repulsor fight. Move him with the counteroffensive for 2 command points to go down to 2. He's gonna fight next. I gotta love the 3-way action. You know, in most games, you'd have to pay extra for that.
Oh man! Crap! I was so looking forward to fighting first with my Termagant. Yeah, I guess that is how that works.
Let's bring it down. 3s and then 5s. 6s are devastating. There's a devastating in there. D3. 1 damage.
I got a 4+ Feel the Pain. I feel it, so I go down to 6 wounds remaining.
And now for the Kopesh.
I go down 2 more wounds, I'm down to 4 wounds remaining. I get 4 attacks. I miss them all.
Steve's gonna discard Establish Locus to get a command point. He's extended battle lines for 5 and extends his lead up to 17 points to 11 and to 6.
Feeling pretty good. As long as the Repulsor lives.
Mubin's turn 3.
Start my turn.
Mubin's pulled behind enemy lines and storm hostile objective. Not great, but not bad either.
I'm gonna focus down this Repulsor, just get it out of the way. And the Terminators are already in behind enemy lines.
One of his bodyguard is returned. Using insane bravery in the midboard, he needs them in tip-top shape to get max Cabal points. Puts him to 8 Cabal points. 3 points on primary, he's got 9. Mubin is moving up to do bad things to those Marines, but chooses to Doombolt the Turvagon for 7 Cabal points and only does 4 mortals, and Nick shrugs 3 of them.
3 wounds remaining on the Turvagon.
Infernal Master unloading into the Repulsor. Steve, Armor of Contempts for a command point. Mubin does 6 wounds anyway. It's got 5 wounds left. Oh, wow. One of the aggressors has gone down as well.
I'll make a single charge.
Looks like the Infernal Master and friends charging the Repulsor are in.
So let's fight.
Oh no, the Infernal Master squad cannot take down the Repulsor.
Down to 1 wound left. Oh my goodness.
The Repulsor fights back, wounds a rubric. Turvagon now, command rerolls a wound and fails.
Come on!
Back to the Repulsor fight.
If it explodes and tags my own dudes, I'm gonna be the saddest man.
2 devastatings will do it.
Does it explode? Does it explode? Yes, it explodes! I've got a button for that! Baba!
Get the camera off.
It explodes! 4 mortals to the 10-man rubrics, and they are wiped. Just the Exalted and the 5-man squad also takes 4 mortals. Goodness gracious, there's 3 left with the Infernal Master.
Thank you. Not only does that kill so many of those guys around there, good for me, but it also scores me 4 more points.
Nick scores 4 points on Bring It Down on Mubin's turn and jumps him up to 15 points.
We'll score 7 points because I got 3 from behind enemy lines, and I stormed a hostile objective.
Steve sits at 17, Mubin at 16.
The Tyranids respawn and fall back to their home objective. The Turvagon runs to support her brood, and the Scarab called Terminators are in tough. The Marines carve the board in half, taking advantage of the rubric's confusion to sneak on to the middle objective. The Sons of Magnus, however, are angered by the Ultramarines' hubris and have taken down the mighty Repulsor, but at what cost?
Boy, howdy, we got a real barn burner here, folks. Everything is exploding. Everything is dying. Nobody is running away with anything here. After 3 turns, our score is 15 to 17 to 16. Round 4 may tell the tale. Nick's drawn Cleanse and Containment. Both of these are super doable.
I've still got my Gene Stealer in the backfield there. I've still got a unit in No Man's Land. Spend 1 command point, going down to 2, to have him auto pass. Insane bravery for the Gene Stealer back there.
But the Turvagon has failed, even with Synapse. See, folks, it can happen. Nick does score 8 points on primary here. That is huge in this game.
So then I'm going to my move phase.
His Screamer Killer hides and cleanses. That's a good call. Gene Stealers contain for 3.
I can't believe what's happening right now.
I know.
This is fantastic.
The Turvagons have huddled up on his home objective.
And we go into the shooting phase. In the shooting phase, I have...
Turvagon shoots into the Terminators, does a single wound. Fight phase now, and the Turvagon might live through this.
Got it!
He does!
Everything's coming out, Nick. Let's go. Ah!
4.
Stop rolling!
But so do the Terminators. Oh, wow, what a turn. Nick scores 2 on Cleanse, 3 on Containment. That gets him 5 secondary. That puts him at 14 secondary points. He's got 14 primary. He's up to 28 to Steve's 17 and Mubin 16. He pulls Secure No Man's Land and Containment, spending a command point to discard Sabotage. Steve's choosing to oath a moment on the Infernal Master squad, and he's going into the Assault Doctrine. You know, he potentially could have sabotaged with the aggressors, but I get this move. It makes sense, as if he can kill the Infernal Master squad, or at least force a battle shock, he may be able to weather the storm and avoid any kind of overwatch. Intercessors move to hide. The aggressors are staying put, and so do the Stern Guard.
I am going to shoot.
Tigurius has failed to kill the Exalted Sorcerer.
He has a 2d6 gun with blast. He's never shot more than 7 times.
Stern Guard takes down a rubric.
Then Tigurius' unit charges the Infernal Master.
Charge phase now, command reroll on the charge, and he's in. Moving overwatches with the Arcane Vortex of Doom. Steve's gonna have a 4 Field of Pain because of Tigurius, and he only loses 2 models. Heroic intervention for Mubin here as well. He's down to a single command point.
Oh, bringing in the Sorcerer.
Fight phase now, Steve honors the chapter. He's gonna get Lance and an extra pip of armor penetration because he's in the Assault Doctrine, and that squad is wiped. Steve has secured no man's land.
So ongoing combats, it actually goes to me next, and I'm gonna try to kill these Terminators again.
And the Turvagon flails away again.
4 success. I got 1. Oh, no, 3s. Come on!
Terminators now cannot kill the Turvagon.
He lives again! This is so good!
I really want something to happen over there. I don't even care what anymore.
I do too.
Steve secures no man's land for 2. He also contains for 3. That gives him 5 more points on secondary to go to his 9 points on primary. It's 25 for Steve as we head to Mubin's turn 4. Mubin has drawn overwhelming force and secured no man's land. He can do both of these. Only 4 Cabal points and only 3 primary. The Exalted Sorcerer has to fall back. Tigurius with the free Overwatch. Mubin uses Psychic Dominion to try to save him, and he is still pasted.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, into shooting. I've only got 3 Zangor Enlightened that can see Tiggy and friends.
Zangor's almost popped Tigurius, and Steve needs to save him with his last command point.
Terminagon! We've had this fight for like, I don't know how many rounds? 4?
Fight phase now. Command reroll to save his 1 Terminator. It dies. I gotta say, this is potentially the most ridiculous fight I have ever seen. They have had an extra fight phase every turn, and they are still locked up.
No wounds.
Yes! Yes! One more round! One more round! I'm gonna win this game!
You just had to come after me, Steve.
I told you to charge the Gaunty. You didn't do it, Mubin!
All my plans are coming to fruition!
Mubin discards overwhelming force for a command point. He secures no man's land for 2, and we have a score of 28, 25, 21.
Like the trench wars of ancient Terra in Millennium 2, the Turvagon and Terminators are locked in a stalemate that seems to never end. Weathering the Overwatch, the Sternguard and Tigurius have ended the reign of terror of an infernal master. They dominate the midboard now and dare the Heretic and Xenos alike to take them from their chosen position. The Zangors fail to take down Tigurius. They swing wide in the hopes of getting a late game push and perhaps the favor of Tzeentch.
This is an absolute knockdown, drag-out, slobber knocker of a battle. Literally, the final turn, the final play could decide this one. One last round, everybody. 28, 25, 21. Hold on tight and don't fall off the edge of your seat or you might miss it.
Last turn of the game, this is epic.
Nick draws Assassination and discards it for a command point. He's got Recover Assets and Storm Hostile Objective. 8 points again on primary takes Nick up to 36. The lone Gene Stealer runs screaming at the Zangors. The Screamer Killer chooses to recover assets, and his Termagants will also recover assets. Termagon does nothing in shooting to the Terminators. Again, they stand at stalemate. Gene Stealer charges the Zangors. Gene Stealer does some damage, but the Zangors pick it up.
Adrenal Surge on the Turvagon for 2 command points, going down to 2, which means he'll get lethal hits on 5s. I'm gonna spend 1 command point for Frenzy, so in case I die, I fight on death on a 4.
But if he can do it, this could be huge.
It's gonna fail horribly, it's okay. Wound rolls. No.
Nothing. Death. No. Oh no!
It's twice.
He's gonna live!
Maybe. There's 1. Just the 1. D3. 2 damage exactly.
God, you can't. You feel no pains.
I can't.
Nope.
He dies! I could fight on death on a 4-up. Ah! No!
Oh no! The Turvagon has failed to fight on death and doesn't explode. Finally, the Turvagon goes down. I feel like that has been in combat with those Terminators since Season 2. Scarab Occult Terminators now pile into the Termagants. The Termagants will get to fight. This could potentially stop Nick from scoring any more points, as there are 2 more fight phases remaining, and that could stop his Recover Assets. Nick still has Recover Assets ongoing and sits at 36 points. Should he get both of those, that's going to be another 3, but it doesn't look good. Steve's turn 5 now, and insane bravery on his Stern Guard. He's got Defense Stronghold and Recover Assets. He's going for broke. The Zangors are really the only Oath target open to him. 8 points on primary jumps him to 33.
All 3 of these recover assets.
Nice.
Fight phase ongoing. Termagants and Terminators. Rapid regeneration for Nick for 1. Hoping to have the Termagants live. Only 5 Termagants left. That is best of both worlds for Steve. Steve's got Defense Stronghold and Recover Assets both ongoing.
It's all gonna come down to secondaries and fighting for every last model, every last point.
Mubin gets Defense Stronghold and no prisoners, discarding no prisoners for assassination. Oh boy, it's literally down to the wire, and Mubin scores primary at the bottom of turn. That could be the difference. Zangor spread out, Steve overwatching for free with Tigurius unit, not firing Tigurius. He can't risk the hazardous, and even if he doesn't choose hazardous, Mubin has command points to make it hazardous. If he kills enough of the Zangors here, he can make it so Mubin can't hold the objective, and he does it.
My gosh, Tiggy.
Stern Guard for the win. Mubin has no choice but to charge those intercessors, I think.
Steve, if you pull out a win here, this is great.
The Zangor's now trying to kill Tigurius and the squad. That might secure the game for him.
Armor of Contempt and go to ground.
No!
He's got Tigurius. That's 5 for Assassinate. Is that enough for the game? Charge phase now, and it's at least 10 inches. If he gets an 11, though, he could take away Steve's Defense Stronghold because he'll get deep enough.
I need a 10. I've got a command point to reroll with.
There is no way he's doing that.
Oh, he makes
With the 11!
to the objective. It's so good. You can't make this stuff up. Are you seeing this?
This is unbelievable.
Hunting for a devastating wound with his Zangors. It fails, but he does kill an intercessor. If the intercessors can kill a couple models back, that defends Stronghold for Steve and keeps moving off the objective. No, he doesn't do it.
You've wiped out the squad of Termagants, dashing my hopes of winning this game. I've still got a Screamer Killer doing nothing.
Steve still recovers assets for 6. That takes him to 39. But Mubin's Defense Stronghold, Assassination for 8, and 13 primary points on the final turn gives him 21, doubling his score. With paint scores, what a game, what an ending. 46 for Nick, 49 for Steve, and 52. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Mubin has done it again. Well played, all 3 of you, and congratulations, Mubin.
All bow before the mighty Mubin. Dude, I love it. This game was awesome.
That was ridiculous.
It was so close. And that is all you really want out of a great game of Warhammer, is that it's close and it comes down to big key plays and key moves, and Mubin definitely deserved it.
Wow. Whoa. What a game.
That was insane. 3 players already made this game chaotic enough, and then just everyone fighting for those last little points at the end. I don't think I could have asked for a better game.
This was a fantastic game. For all of us here at Play On Tabletop, thank you so much for joining us.
Play on.
Tzeentch knew it all along. This was his day and not the Thousand Sons. The abhuman Zangors serve him and not the Sons of Magnus. The Changer of Ways laughter echoes through the war.
Special thanks as well to this episode's sponsor, Baron of Dice. Make sure to check them out at the link in the description below. And of course, a great big thank you to you for watching. We hope you enjoyed our homage to Space Marine 2. If you like what we do, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Or if you really like what we do, please consider supporting us through YouTube membership or Patreon. You'll get exclusive releases as well as behind-the-scenes interviews, early access to most of our shows, and access to our Discord, the most happening 40K community around. Well, that's it for all of us here at the Play On Studios. On behalf of them, it's me, JT the Voice, saying, until the next time you see us in the far-flung universe of a grimdark future, play on.